vacation. Sick in the head, but see the crime's my medication. Live from hell escaping the rise and set the pace in the vibe.
What's going on, everybody? My name is AT from Headcrack Studios, headcrackstudios.com, and this is Kill Sesh, a one-on-one tutorial with your boy, AT, aka Logic Kill. Let's get to it. All right, guys, first and foremost, I just want to say happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all of that good stuff. I know we all might have gotten what we wanted this Christmas or this holiday season. And if you were lucky audio engineering boys and girls, then I hope you got Studio One as a gift. Because if you did, you are in the right place. See, I thought of you guys and I said to myself, you know what, Kill? You know what, AT? I want to make sure that all of these special audio engineers got what they need to start recording, right? There's so many different ways I can say get started in Studio One, but I figured if you got this DAW, you want to get these tracks going. So that's what I want to do for you guys, right? I just want to walk you through my process, how I set up recording sessions, and hopefully that can lead you in the right direction to making these hits, baby. So let's get started. So first and foremost, I'm going to go ahead and quit Studio One because I just want to open it up, guys. I just want to show you, well, actually, before I even get ahead of myself, right? This is exactly how I start. So usually the person, whether you're recording yourself or whether it's a client, they download a beat, right? And this has honestly nothing to do with Studio One. I'm going to show you how to do this in Studio One, but I'll show you my exact process. So I'm just going to go to the beat that I want. And it's one of my songs. It's Still Your Mother Effing Set. Shout out CT Fletcher. What up, Danny? Shout out CT Fletcher. He let me do a theme song for him, and I appreciate him. So what I do is, I know where the beat is because I mixed the beat as well. I go to mixed in key. And what this is, it's a third-party plugin. And this is just way easier for me to get the BPM and the key. So doing this for a while, I know that I'm going to want and need both of these parameters, right? And I'm going to show you guys how to get it in Studio One, at least the tempo. Getting the key is super difficult, honestly, for me, and I just shortcut that whole process by doing this. So there we go. Now we can minimize this. Now let's go ahead. So disclaimer, this tutorial is taking place after installation and activation of Studio One and after installation and activation of any plugins like Waves or, you know, I have, what's that called? I have Kilo Hearts, T-Rax. So any third-party plugins, Studio One, 2, they're really good about emailing you the installation and activation process. So if you guys really want me to go through that with you, I will. But this tutorial takes place post all of that. So this is when you have Studio One installed, and I'm going to show you how to get a recording session started. Bang. So now, with that out the way, let's hit Studio One. Boom. Studio One 5. I still have 4 for some reason. And it's going to go through this screen, right? And Studio One, like I said, you have all your plugins and stuff installed. Studio One and these companies know where to store your plugins, and Studio One knows where to look to find the plugins, right? So it's just going to scan. So I don't pay attention to any of that. I let it do its thing unless it gives me an error, which it didn't. So now, before we even start, let's go to Studio One. Let's go to Preferences. And it's going to take you to audio setup, right? I'm recording off of my Universal Audio Apollo Thunderbolt, but you can record straight from your computer. If you're on a laptop, built-in output, that's if you're plugging headphones in or if you have some computer speakers. And if you have like a USB mic, I don't recommend that as far as USB mics, just for technical reasons I'm not going to get into. But I just in the interface. So if you're using an interface, guys, you're going to want to click this drop down and find your interface and device block size. So this is the amount of samples that are being sampled in the session in the audio, digital audio conversion. All right. So rule of thumb, when you're recording, you want it low, 256, 512 ish. When you're mixing, you either want to be in 1024, 2048. It just has to do with the CPU usage and all that good stuff. And if you want everything to run smooth, I pretty much keep it on 256 or 512. So go ahead. All right. Now that's good to go. We're going to go ahead and go to locations, right? I have mine set to Music HD. This is my external Studio One songs. So if I click this, it'll take me to my to my preset that I have. But the preset for Studio One will be Documents, and it'll be Studio One. Now, the reason why I don't use this, and it's a good rule of thumb to do all your sessions on an external, is because sessions can get really big and it can take up all of your CPU storage like within a week, because sessions can get really huge. So it's rule of thumb to just store them in your external. And also because the external is a dedicated CPU, right? You see how I just got a text message earlier. Like there's other things going on that the computer's doing other than recording. So you kind of want to dedicate all the conversion, the digital stuff that happens in the background. You want to dedicate that to a hard drive. So it's just good practice to have your own dedicated external. So that's what I do. So then I just copied this one, the one that Studio One made. I just copied that one and pasted it into Music HD. Now I have my songs and I have everything there. And these are all preset folders that came with the installation. I just dragged them all into my Music HD as well, just to save space. So then we have that going. So I have it, Music HD, enable autosave every 5 minutes. That's clutch, even though I do Command S, and you guys are going to love Command S. So Command S all the time, Command S. All right, got it. So, excuse me. So now that we have our location, we did our audio setup. General, this is just like it says general. If you guys want it bright like Pro Tools and other DAWs, go ahead, be my guest. I don't like it. I like the dark look because it does help me when you're staring at Studio One for hours getting a mix. It does help your eyes and your head. You won't get a migraine. Yeah, so I keep it dark. Now, keyboard shortcuts. I use Pro Tools Modified because I came over from Pro Tools. What I'm going to show you guys today doesn't really involve too many Pro Tools shortcuts, but it worked for me, and this is what I keep it on. You still have a lot of the Studio One shortcuts, but I just keep it on Pro Tools because that's what I learned, how to record on initially. So that's it. Advanced, all of these are fine. Honestly, if you guys want to screenshot this, these are the settings that I use. They're pretty much stock. I don't even remember when I changed them or not, but this is what I use. So, okay. So with that out the way, now we can go to new song. And we go ahead and name this Recording in Studio One. Now we hit this. So here's what you want to do, right? I already had it set to Music HD, Studio One songs, but it's a good practice to make a folder, whether it be you. There's me. There's my guy Just Life. Here's the studio. So these are all different clients, different people, right? So we'll go ahead and name this Kill Sesh, right? Let's do that. Create the folder for Kill Sesh. Now, everything we make, right? The session is going to be made in Kill Sesh, in that folder. It's just for tidiness. It's just for being neat. When you got a bunch of sessions going on, it's good to be organized. All right. So now we got the title. We got our destination. Now we want sample rate, right? In short, the sample rate is how many times, how fast the digital audio converters are sampling the physical frequencies of your voice coming into the mic. In short, 48 is good, right? The higher you go, the more samples. Resolution, 24-bit, 3264, all that good stuff. That's the resolution, right? I know you guys you might have heard of 32-bit, 64-bit, stuff like that, especially like in video games or in audio with the plugins. All plugins are 64-bit now. This is basically how many times, how many points of reference it's going to sample from, right? So the reason why I keep it 48-24 is because all music gets bounced back down to 44-116, right? So there's a theory that you can record super high. The rule of thumb is record high, bounce down low. So I go one up. This is just because this is what I'm used to. So I just go to 48 and I go to 24. That way I'm a little higher than the CD quality bounce down rate, and it doesn't kill my CPU. Now you can definitely go higher. I know guys that are up in this range and they usually keep it on 24 or 32. You can experiment with that, guys, if you have the CPU power. I just keep it here just because that's what I'm used to, and it comes out fine for me. So, yeah, sample rate, resolution, time base, right? This will be in the session, but I keep it on bars, and I'll show you why later. So, song length. Now, typically, a hip-hop R&B song is like 3:30, 4 minutes. I don't know why I did that. So I keep it at 5. This is just a starting point. So if it goes over 5, you'll be fine. I just keep it at 5. But you can make it however long you want. All right. So now, remember this? Not this. Where are you? Oh, we minimized it. Here we go. Remember this. Get out of here. There you go. So now here's where it comes into play. Tempo and key. Tempo, 90, key, D minor. This is really important. So the tempo, is going to lay the tempo for the whole session. And this comes in handy when you're mixing, when everything is synced, when all your delays, reverbs, and all that good stuff is synced to the BPM. You want that BPM to be correct. So everything is time-based. Everything that is time-based is on point. And the key signature is really important because a lot of people are singing nowadays, even rappers, right? And you don't want people out of key. That's the clear indicator that a song isn't professionally done, right? So it doesn't even matter if the person can't sing. As long as they're in the right key, you can have a great starting point on where to take them. So that's why the key signature is really important. Even when you're playing instruments, you want to know what key you're in because the key sets the melodic tone for the whole song. So, quick recap. Song title, destination, sample rate, resolution, time base, song length, tempo, key signature. Sorry, I jumped over that. It's 4/4. That's typically what we use in modern music. You can get crazy. I know people that use a lot of different key signatures, but for all intents and purposes, 4/4 is the way to go. And then key signature, boom, D minor. Now we can go ahead and press OK. So this is what Studio One is going to open right when you press OK, right? And you guys can go ahead and screenshot this. This is what I keep on. And for the sakes of this video, I'm not going to go through every single one of these because if I did, this video will be 3 hours long. So what I'm going to do is I will post the link to the reference guide in the description, right? You can click that and you can go through it. It's like 300 pages. And trust me, I read it from time to time still to get in-depth analysis on what all these do. But for today, all we need is these 3. We need this on, this, and sometimes this. I got it off for now. All right. So now you're moving around. Your browse window's right here. That's what it's going to pop up as. We're going to go ahead and hit files. And it's going to pop up like a mini finder window or a mini explorer window, I think it's called on Windows. You can go to desktop if your beat is on desktop. That's what I usually do when people download from YouTube. But I usually keep my beats stored away pretty neat. So we can just go ahead to volumes, music HD. We go ahead and do it just like we did it in the Finder. Studio One, we got songs, kill. Then we got it's still your more set. Then we have the beat that I mixed too. Shout out Player One. This song was produced by Player One. I think I mentioned that. And we just drag it in. Literally drag and drop. Easy. So now, right when it comes in, we can get rid of browse. What I like to do, and this is why I mentioned the Pro Tools shortcuts, is if you press R, it'll zoom out. T, zoom in. Or if you're on a laptop or a trackpad, zoom out or zoom in. Easy. Or you can use these triangles down here and you can grab it. You'll find out that Studio One has like 18 different ways to do anything, which is fire. I love it. So then I like to make it bigger, right? So even though we already found the tempo, right? Here's the way you would do it if you didn't do it through Mixed In Key. And I forget the price of Mixed In Key, but go ahead and find them out. Go search them up. It's not that expensive, man, and it's really clutch. But let's go ahead. Let's turn this down. So you can actually turn the track down right here. Let's go to safe zone right there. All right, so I like to start right where the drums kick in, because that's usually bar one. It's not the beginning of the song, but that's where somebody is going to start rapping or singing. So let's go ahead, and then all we're going to do is tap the word tempo, and we're going to try to get close. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I ended up being on point, right? But I messed up really quick. I was a little late. So let's say I messed up and went to 89. A good indicator, right? Excuse me. So let's go ahead and find a transient. What a transient is a spike, right? It's where a signal, a frequency just hits. And that's typically like a kick or a snare. So I like this kick, right? So if we click anywhere on this, so usually right here when it turns into a cross, that's where you can just click. Let's go ahead and tab. Press tab, tab. All right. So here, right, here's the reason why I told you guys to have bars. Bars. Let's go ahead and make it 1/64th note, right? 64th note, right? And adaptive, snap. So time-based bars, 64th note. And we want adaptive snap. This just comes in handy when you're editing a lot and you're snapping to the grid. But we don't need to worry about that now. All right, so guys, here's what we want to find out. You see how we just tab? And this is always on point. So let's zoom out. You want to tab. Boom. We're on point. But we know the BPM is wrong because look, this line should hit. So look if we were on 90. We zoom in a little more. Let's go. Yeah, so it's at the beginning, but really where the transients hit are right here. So if we went back to 89, there. You see how that's where the transients really hit? If we go back to 89, and I guess, that one's a little confusing, but it helps that we knew the BPM. But let's try this on a better, I like that clap. All right, so we're on 89. There you go. So see where that clap. We can honestly get even closer in. So 89 is there. 90 is going to be on point. So there it is. So that's really like a rule of thumb. And you see how it takes a little while. So this is the reason why when I'm moving around with clients and I'm getting their session started, I just use Mixed In Key. Because as you can see, this can be a little tedious and people are not going to want to wait. And you need the tempo. So we have the tempo, right? Command S. Even though it's auto saving every 5 minutes, Command S, please. So now that we have the beat, now that we have the tempo and everything set up, we have our time-based good stuff. You can go to track up here, Shift Command N, or you can just go Shift Command N on your keyboard. We're going to do record. Sorry. And this is how I like to do it. Audio track 1. I like to make it red. Mono. There you go. Red is the universal color for recording in audio world. We want to hit OK. There you go. So now we just want to do Shift Command N again. We want to do track. We want to keep it on audio. Want to make it, let's say whatever. I like rule of thumb 10 or 15. Let's just do 10 for the videos because I don't want everything looking crazy. Actually, let's just do 5. But I usually do like 10 or 15. Change the color to whatever you want. I usually just go that standard generic blue looking color just so it's generic. And I keep it on mono. There you go. So now we have our tracks set up, right? So this is pretty much all you need, guys. And I'll show you the mix really quick. So if we hit mix, right? This just shows us, we want to turn this instrument off. We don't need instruments right now. So this shows us everything that's here. If I click here, there's the beat. If I click record, there's the record. And here are our audio tracks. That's where anything we record is going to go. So now that we got that set up, right? Now we want to do the mic check, right? And I know I'm talking through my microphone right now, but I'm going to show you guys as best I can. Like I said, I'm using the UA Apollo, and I have some presets here, some hardware stuff that makes it sound better. But for this video, we're just going to turn it off. Sounding kind of crappy. So now what this is called is gain staging. And what you want to do is get the levels, right? Not gain staging, sorry. This is getting the levels. What you really want to do is stay between -12 and -9. Right? Let's turn my stuff back on. There you go. Back to sounding crisp. And yeah, these are the stuff that I use when I'm really recording. But if you're on your interface, turn the gain up and make sure you're at -12, -9 range. That way you give yourself some headroom, and that way the vocals aren't too hot when recording. That way you have some room to mix. All right. So there's the mic check. And you can do that all on your interface, but Apollo's cool and it lets you see it, you know, digitally. So we just want to go ahead and hit record, hit mute, because for some reason on the Apollo, it gives me a little lag. That happens a lot with the interface, especially when the interface is giving you its own feedback. But if it's not, right, you want to keep this on, the monitor, so that way you can hear yourself recording, right? You want that feedback so people can hear themselves. So now let's just go ahead. So we got that. We got mute. We got record, monitor. Let's just hit. Oh, and I'm sorry, guys. Space bar is play. And then play is obviously here. I just do start and stop with space bar. So let's go ahead and record. Yup, mic check. 1, 2. You know what it is coming through. Kill Sesh giving you what you need to do. Don't roast me. Don't roast me. I sound better on my real songs, all right? This is for you. Don't make fun of the teacher, all right? Say nah. So now we can just play it. Oh, sorry, I did that. See, I did that quick, guys, so you got to slow me down, man. So once we record, I just drag. Studio One is really good about snapping, right? As long as you have this on, and I don't know why that turned off, but keep that on. I got those there for a reason. So you drag and it just snaps to where it goes, right? Some other DAWs, they just go out of place quick. As long as you're pretty careful and quick about it, it'll just snap to it in time, right? Yup, mic check. 1, 2. You know what it is coming through. Kill Sesh giving you what you need to do. There you go. Don't make fun of me, man. So then here's what I recommend doing. If you're punching in, so what a punch in is, it's when somebody didn't finish a line like I just did and they need to come back in. This is really good when it's a intense line or an intense take and, you know, you just can't, it doesn't sound as good continuing. So you just want to punch in and make it sound crisp, because at the end of the day, we want this song to sound the best it can be. So start, you know, a little halfway. Then you record. Through Kill Sesh giving you what you need to do. And then I keep going. I don't even know right now. I'ma keep scrolling. Whatever. So yeah, what I like to do though, right? So now take that and drag it underneath. And let's just, I don't even know right now. I don't even know right now. Let's just keep going scrolling. And keep punching in, right? Keep punching in. So what I like to call this is like the stack effect, the checkered effect, domino effect, whatever you call it. This makes it really quick to do punch-ins and to record somebody. Because if you're with yourself, you want to get those thoughts down, right? Pretty quick. And if you're recording somebody else, you want to get, you know, you want to get them in and out because they're paying for their time. And they're also in the zone, right? You don't ever really want to lose that zone. You want them to record in the best possible way they can. So you want to move pretty quick. So this I found is the best way. Just track 1 and 2, up and down, up and down. That way they get it down. If they want to hear it back, what you need to do. All right, so now you can zoom in. And if you get to the edge of the track, these little arrows are coming. Then you can just drag left and right and trim. You know, that way, see, look, here it is. Boom. So that way you can play it back. It's a rough. You just let them know too, hey, this is a rough. Or if you're with yourself, doesn't matter. I leave all my rough stuff in while I'm recording myself because I already know that it's going to be mixed. But yeah. So if you want to play what you need to do, and then I keep going. There you go. Then you just keep going, baby. And then track 3, I usually, track 1 and 2 are like typically the leads. And then track 3 is usually my dubs. So this is just a quick setup, guys. So, you know, mic check. 1, 2, you know what it is. Coming through, Kill Sesh, giving you what you need to do. All right, so that's a dub, right? I call them dubs or highlights. And I know I was off because I didn't rehearse this. So then drag down to track 3. All right, and like I said, you can just chop it to what we need to keep. What you need to do. So now that you got your mix up, you know, you can just go ahead. And what I'm showing you guys is you're doing quick little editing things. That way you're keeping the flow going and you're giving the person that you're recording, if it's not yourself, you're giving them a rough estimate of what it's going to sound like, right? So then once you're done with that, now you can just play it back. And you can click up here with the arrow and the cursor, or you can click on any track. Press save, and if you hit this wrench, I just want to show you locate when clicked in empty space. So if you don't have that clicked, it's pretty annoying because it won't play unless you click a track, right? I like to be able to click empty space and just move. So there you go. So now as long as it's in the cross, you can move around. So now we just play it back. Yup, mic check. 1, 2, you know what it is, coming through. Kill Sesh, giving you what you need to do. And then I keep going. Yeah, whatever, man. Don't make fun of me. Listen to the real song. I promise I'm better than this. But yo, all right. Command S, obviously, right? So these are all your parameters. This is your mix. I click any one of these. It'll take me to the same version of it on the mix. And this comes in way more handy when you're actually mixing. So I'm not going to overwhelm you guys, but here's all the plugins that I have and all that good stuff. This is just recording. You shouldn't really worry about mixing while recording unless you need a rough, but we'll get to that in the next video if you want it. I meant to show you guys too. I don't use this as much, but you can actually double click the file and it'll take you to the edit window. And this, you could just have more control. Has way more control. And if you're in this, you go ahead and you can take this and clip gain it. So remember about what I said about coming in too hot? If the vocals are like this, a quick dirty fix is just clip gain. And there you go. And you can do it to the beat as well. You can even get out of edit and do it right here. So like I said, Studio One gives you multiple ways of doing things. And last but not least, while we're recording, you know, if he's taking a break, he or she is taking a break, you just go ahead and clean up. Lead 2, dubs, right? Highlights, dubs, in and outs, whatever you want to call them. Just clean it up, housekeeping. And then click lead 1, hold shift, go to dubs. This will highlight everything in between. So say if I wanted to go from lead 1 to track 5, click lead 1, hold shift, click track 5, it'll take you everywhere, right? But since we only recorded on lead 1, lead 2, and dubs, now if we click this little sidebar, we can change the track color. And this comes in handy when you have a bunch of different elements, right? So this is the verse. So what I would do is, you know, I like it a little pinkish because it's the heart of me. It's the heart of the track, right? Not too red. That's OD. No, that's OD too. Where are you? Let's just go with that. All right, so let's pretend that this is the hook, right? Click these. Make them a different color, you know? whatever. Go crazy. That way, it just helps you out. And it helps you better when you're about to mix the song. And I think that's about it, guys. Like I said, if I just recap, this is post installation, activation, installing plugins. This is getting you guys started, right, on recording. Because I know, trust me, when I got Studio One the first time in Pro Tools, I was lost. So I hope this video, can help you guys get going on recording. Like I said, if I went too fast, if I missed some things that you just have questions about, please comment. Please let me know. I do this for you guys, man, because trust me, I was in your position and it was hard getting answers. So I want to be able to help you guys. All right. So this should get you in the right, direction. This should get you going in the right direction, I should say. And if you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to comment. And do me a favor, if you like this video, all this YouTube disclaimer, you ready? Please like this video and subscribe and hit the post notification bell. That way you know when another Kill Sesh is in session, baby. And that's it, man. This is the Kill Sesh, and this is getting started in Studio One, setting up a recording session. Any questions, like I said, hit me up. Happy mixing, happy music making, I should say. And let's get it, man.